Your first love is unforgettable. And it doesn't even matter how old you get either. Even if you grow white haired and wizened, you will still remember him. My grandmother did. She fell in love at 16 with a boy on a motorcycle. Her parents didn't approve, so the relationship didn't last. But her memories did. 70 years later, remembering him could still bring a tear to her eye. First loves matter. They teach us what's possible. They give our hearts their first heavy lifting. But for some, a first love flattens. Those feelings were too intense. The rejection was too quick. Didn't he get the memo? When it's true love, it's supposed to last forever. It's not supposed to die a nasty, brutish death by text or Facebook unfriending. Still others can think back on their first loves with a smile and a sigh. It was lovely. It didn't last, but then again, it wasn't supposed to. These days, no one marries the first boy they fall in love with. But our first love story is not about the boy. We only think it's about the boy. Oh, yeah, sure, the boy was there, and he was an important player, no doubt, but he wasn't the main player. That's because the main player was you. Hi, I'm Amy Waterman, a dating and relationship expert with yourbrilliance.com. And in this video, I'm going to show you why your first love doesn't deserve to be remembered as the boy who broke your heart. You'll never look at love the same way again. For all those women who still dream of their first love and what could have been, I've got news for you. You didn't fall in love with him. You fell in love with what was inside you. He was the catalyst, not the chemical reaction. So we have this rather strange view about love. We think that other people own it, and they give it to us occasionally if we're really good. That's what popular culture teaches, right? You fall in love with a person, and therefore that person is the source of your love. He gives love to you. You wouldn't have any if he didn't love you. And if no one loves you, then you don't have any love in your life. Well, that's a rather disempowering way of thinking. So we all want love, but the only way to get love is jump through hoops to get guys to give it to us? Great. Luckily, there's an alternative. And this alternative is that you own love. It's a capacity that you have always had. It's yours, and no one can ever take it away from you. And it's a mystery why you allow yourself to feel it with some guys and not others, but it's always your choice. And that's the version I believe. It's in no small part because of my own first love experience. After mooning over this poor boy for years, I finally realized that what I felt had nothing to do with him and everything to do with what was going on inside me. What I missed wasn't him, per se. It was how I felt. And if I had felt it once, then I could feel it again. So think about it. When you're in love, you experience this magical mixture of feelings that warms you, comforts you, that holds you and brings you home. There's that warmth in your belly and that tingling of the skin and that swelling of the throat and cheeks that hurt from smiling. And you only feel that way when you're with him. You've never felt that way with anyone else before. So surely he's the one making you feel so wonderful. Well, strictly speaking, no. It's one of those psychological mind games. So all good therapists will tell you, no one can make anyone feel anything. We choose how to feel based on our beliefs. So if the same thing happens to 10 different people, all 10 people will react slightly differently. Or to quote Mr. Shakespeare, there's nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So does that mean no one can make us feel loved? Well, yeah, pretty much. We think we need other people to love us so that we can feel loved. But as any marriage counselor will tell you, how much another person loves you is often completely unrelated to how loved you actually feel. So a boy could love you a little and you swoon into him like Juliet. Your husband could love you more than the stars and the moon. But because he doesn't put his dirty laundry in the hamper or remark on your new haircut, you feel ignored and taken for granted. You're in the driver's seat where your heart is concerned. You choose what to feel, when to feel it, how much to feel, and who to feel it about, which means that we've got all the power we need to feel love all the time, anytime. Who needs a romantic suitor spouting off words of poetry to feel the divine deliciousness of love? In fact, I'll bet you could feel love right now without any of that. So try this trick with me. Remember how it felt to fall in love for the first time. Really dive into that memory. Think about the boy and think about the moment you knew it was true. Feel your head spin. Feel the warmth of his lips on yours. Remember what it was like to relax back into his arms and know that everything is okay and will always be okay because he's here and you're together. All is right with the world. Did you feel that? Well, that was love. Your first love is still inside of you. It never dies. It actually can't die. That's because it's not attached to the boy. He couldn't take that love away from you. You kept it, and you will have it forever. Even if you're 90 years old, white-haired and wizened, you will still own all of the love that you have ever felt. So there you have it. Your first love was not about the boy. It was about you. You discovered the power and magic of your own heart. And regardless of what he did or didn't do, you know what you're capable of feeling. And that knowledge is worth any heartbreak. So if you feel like it, tell us about your first love. How old were you? What do you remember about him? Did you bump into him again years later? And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more great videos about how you can live your most brilliant life. And if you've got a moment, do come over to yourbrilliance.com. You can find lots more information there on dating and relationships and a whole lot more. We would love to see you there. See you again soon.